Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to do a full face of e.l.f. products. So these products right here are a few that did not make it to my previous videos where I try the recent product releases from e.l.f. Cosmetics. So I'm going to try to attempt and do the natural glowy winter makeup look. Without further ado, let's hop right into the video. I am going to start off with the foundation serum that I have, and this is the e.l.f. foundation serum with SPF 25. I have the shade medium dark, and the main ingredient is zinc oxide, which is really good especially for my skin because I find that chemical sunscreen tend to burn my skin, whereas physical sunscreen works a lot better in my skin's favor. This is what the foundation looks like. It's a little bit thick and it runs a little bit red tone-ish against my yellow skin tone. I do have a lighter concealer to kind of counteract the darkness of the foundation. So I've zoomed you guys a little bit closer and I'm going to try and apply this foundation first, and then I'm just gonna go over the areas with the concealer where I think I needed a little bit more coverage, as well as to correct the tone of the foundation. Now I've already wore this foundation a few times since I purchased it. I really wanted to try if the sunscreen will break me out before actually filming this video. One thing I do love about this foundation is that it's very sheer and it blends into the skin seamlessly. So even if I got a darker shade, it kind of blends into my skin a lot better, and also it helps counteracting the dark spots that I have and like a little bit of a purple hue or bluish hue on my scars. It doesn't have an SPF scent to it, which I'm pleased about because usually bases with SPF tend to have that really sunscreen scent, whereas this one smells a little bit clean, smells like a normal moisturizer. It's not too overpowering and it's not too obvious. So here is what my skin looks like. And for concealer, I am going to use the e.l.f. 10 Hour Camo Concealer, and this one is in the shade Medium Sand. This concealer tends to oxidize, that's why I got a shade that is 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. Also, this is the most neutral shade that I could find. I did used to have medium beige. Unfortunately, that shade is a little bit too dark on my skin tone and it runs a little bit too pink. So I usually put that much and then I will use a brush to blend it out. This concealer tends to dry a little bit quicker, so just work quickly and a little goes a really long way since it's a fuller coverage concealer. And then I like to use my foundation brush to blend the edges, that way it's not gonna be too stark white. And then I'll use a sponge to pick up a little bit of the excess product. And then I'm going to apply just a little bit of concealer on the jaw area because I want to correct the tone of the foundation, and then just a little bit on the chin as well. Now that you have sort of like that demarcation, I'm just gonna go back to that foundation brush. There's no added product on this foundation brush, but the excess that we had previously will help it blend a little bit better. And then I'll just use the sponge once again. And now this is what my face is looking like. As you can see, adding that lighter concealer kind of helped mesh it into the skin without making it look a little bit too dark and a little bit too red tone, because I find that foundation, specifically the shade, looks a little bit too red tone on my skin. I still have a little bit of excess product, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit of the excess on this area right here where I have the hollows of my eye. And I think I'm pretty satisfied with how my skin looks like. And for powder, I'm going to use the Halo Glow Setting Powder. I've pretty much used this a few times, and I do love the fact that it has like a lock system. That way you don't get a lot of product onto the cap, or it does not go anywhere. So I like to apply the powder with a large buffing brush underneath my eye, because I don't want to have a lot of product just under there, since the concealer is a little bit matte already. I just want to set it that way throughout the day, it's not going to move. And also that's how you prevent creasing as well, because too much product around the under eye area, once your oil seep through, can bunch up the concealer and the powder that you've applied. Apply a teeny tiny bit of powder using a powder brush on the areas where I think I need powder. What I also love about this powder is that it's not too matte. It has a little bit of luminosity to it, which makes it friendly when it comes to under eye, because sometimes, even though you have oily skin, but if you have dehydrated skin as well, like your texture will really show, especially if you use like a super mattifying powder. But this one has got a little bit of sheen to it, which is perfect for our glowy makeup look. So on to the next product. I have this e.l.f. Aqua Infused Blush and Bronzer. I've used this a few times, and this product right here dries from cream to powder. It smells a little bit minty, and also the actual product from the pan is a little bit squishy, but then once it applies on the skin, it dries into a matte finish. I like to bronze my skin, starting all the way back and then kind of pulling it downwards. That way we have that life to the skin. Even though it's winter, you still have that sun-kissed glow and you're not looking too sickly. So I like to apply this product a little bit higher on my cheekbone and kind of spread it downwards a little bit, but not too low. And then a little bit on the nose. I like to connect it on my brow a little bit. That way we have a nice bronze flow. Product itself is very buildable. It's not overly pigmented to the point where when you put it, you get an instant orange strip on your face. It just gives a very subtle glow. It's very blendable. It's very undetectable on the skin as well. And it just gives you a very flattering bronze. I'm not sure if they have other shades of this, because this one is in the shade Pink Beige, and I have more of a medium/tan skin tone. So if it works on my skin, then it will definitely work on a more lighter skin tone. I'm not too sure if it's going to show up on the deeper skin tone. And I am going to use the same brush to apply the blush from the palette. And again, the bronzer, I started from the back of my temples going to the front of my face, but for the blush, I'm actually starting here and dragging it upwards. I'm not entirely going to focus on my apples or my cheek because I still want a little bit of lift. So I kind of just start here and then up where my high cheekbone is. Because if I put it on my apples, it will make my face look a little bit rounder. I'm actually going to add a little bit more blush. So I have another product right here, and this one is the Monochromatic Multi-Stick from e.l.f. And I believe this is a repackaged version. They used to have this in the white packaging, but they discontinued that one and repackaged it, and now it looks like this. So the shade that you get is the color of the stick, which is quite nice, and you could use this on your lips, on your eyes, and on your face. So I'm going to use this as the winter flush. I just used the same brush, and again I am going to go over the same placement where I applied the blush earlier, and it gives like a nice sheen to the skin. And if you applied a little bit too much, just go back with the foundation brush to diffuse the color, because I think I applied a little bit too much. And then I'm going to hit my nose a little bit just for that added flash and glow. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So I'm gonna go back to the powder brush that I used to apply my powder. I don't have any product in here. I'm just using the excess product that I have when I powdered my face. It's very fresh, it's very glowy. On a daily basis, I could pretty much get away with my face looking like this. Like, I don't mind having a little bit of like a heavy flush on the cheek and nothing on the eyes, because personally I do prefer that. I find it comfortable, especially on winter days where it's rainy. Like, I don't have to worry about the eyeshadow smudging or mascara running on my eyes. But for today, I really wanted to show you that you could use this stick as well on your eyes and what it looks like. So I'm just grabbing this Real Techniques base shadow brush. I've had this for years. I think I purchased this brush in a set, like one of their eye brush set. So I'm just going straight to the multi-stick, and I'm going to apply that on my eyes. This product right here smells the same as the Aqua infused blush and bronzer. It has that minty scent to it. Because it has a little bit of specks of glitter, I do love how it looks on the eyes. It kind of catches the light in a pretty way, and it makes me look like I've tried putting a smoky eye, but I literally just slap on one color. And also, using this brush right here is easy. You could also use any synthetic brush. They work great when it comes to cream products. And this multi-stick dries into a powder finish as well. I do find that I don't need to set my eyes, and I've worn this on the day where I did a short work shift, and it lasted pretty good, and I did not set my lids then. And if you're on the go, this is a very quick eye look. You could even use your finger to apply this multi-stick, but because I want a little bit of precision, I opted for the brush. And I do love the fact that it matches my blush as well, so everything looks pretty cohesive and monochromatic. Unfortunately, I don't have any mascara from e.l.f. because I personally don't love their mascara. I have other mascaras that performs better, and it's a lot cheaper than e.l.f. Cosmetics. So I'll just quickly do that, and then I am going to apply my e.l.f. lip plumping gloss, and I will share with you my final thoughts. Here is my final makeup look. The foundation actually matched my skin in the end, thanks to the concealer that helped a lot. I also enjoy this multi-stick. Now, if you have a problem with a little bit of glitter on the product, don't be afraid, because once it's on the skin and it's blended on the skin, it doesn't actually feel chunky, and it doesn't look terrible like any other affordable makeup out there. Sure, you can see the glitter, but then it kind of just looks like you've applied a shimmery blush. Like, mind you, I have tried the NARS Orgasm before, and I feel like that has more specks of glitter as opposed to this one. And this is very blendable, it's very smooth to the touch, and it also dries into a powder finish. So once it dries, it won't go anywhere. And as you can see, it blended out pretty seamlessly on my skin. And I do love the fact that you could build it up to the opacity that you wanted. And yeah, this is my winter makeup look using newish products from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Now, if you are curious, I purchased all my e.l.f. products from Kmart. If you live in New Zealand and Australia, you could also purchase e.l.f. products from iherb.com and they ship worldwide. Also, you could purchase it directly from their e.l.f. Cosmetics website. Now, if you live in New Zealand, you could purchase them from elfcosmetics.com.au. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please let me know what other videos you wanted me to do next. Stay safe and I will catch you on the next video. Bye!